What's going on, fam? DCAM9 here with a weekend recap. Today is November 15th, and I want to talk about the price action that happened last week and what we can expect going forward. So, the start of a new week is here, and we always want to look at the weekly time frame to get a bigger picture and understand the bigger picture of what we can expect going forward. But usually I start with the weekly time frame, but I want to talk about the monthly chart to get us some background information here. So on the monthly time frame, we see this large pattern developing. We call this a megaphone pattern. It's characterized with resistance and support that widen over time. So as you can see, the swings here are getting wider and wider as we touch resistance and support. Right now, we're at the resistance level, so we can expect to see some sort of selling pressure here, and potentially see a sell-off down toward the lower end of the range here. We were talking about how RSI was trending lower throughout this consolidation here. RSI was trending lower, but we're starting to see a small peak above the trend line here. So that could hint to some bullish momentum here. RSI is definitely breaking out above the signal line and it's pointing in the upward direction. So momentum is definitely in the bull's favor on the monthly time frame. Now, since we set that up, let's look at the weekly time frame. The first thing that jumps out to me is after we touched the support level of the megaphone pattern, we had this huge bullish run, huge momentum in the bull's favor. We had the slight hiccup of consolidation here, but we broke out of that, and now we're making what I see as a bull flag. So drawing this trend line here, we call this our pole of the bull flag, and we're looking at this consolidation here as the actual flag of the bull flag pattern. So during this time, we were having the U.S. presidential elections. We're in the middle of earnings season. We were getting job report numbers and rumors of vaccines and rumors of stimulus packages, all of those different types of news events. We were all waiting for that to conclude. So we had this consolidation, and I was saying that we need to sell at resistance here and buy at support here. If we started breaking below those key levels of support, which is our moving average, our first moving average is our signal that we might want to start locking in some profit. But if we started breaking below this key level of support, it definitely opened the gates for some more selling pressure. But we never had to get there. We actually broke above the high end of the channel, which is extremely bullish. That's actually textbook. Breaking above the high of the channel, the resistance of the channel, and coming back to retest that resistance level and forming new support. That's textbook. That is the definition of a bull flag. However, I want to point out that we gapped up and we gapped into the resistance of the megaphone pattern. So we have two patterns here at play. We have the megaphone pattern and the bull flag. Deference always goes toward the larger pattern, and the megaphone pattern is always the larger pattern here. So going down to a smaller time frame, what are we seeing? I'm gonna delete this poll here because this isn't relevant anymore. On a lower time frame, we see our consolidation, how we gave up many of these moving averages and we were bouncing. We gave up the 100 period moving average, we gave up the 50 period moving average, but now we're above all of our moving averages again. RSI is pointing upward and MACD looks good. So zooming in here, what happened last week? So last week we got the conclusion of the U.S. presidential election. It turns out that Joe Biden has been elected our president, and the market loved that. The market had gapped up almost 4%, 4 or 5% that day, and it gave away all of those gains. So I'm gonna put this mark level here. This level is about 358.5. If we start trading above Friday's high and get above this 350.5 level, that's definitely the Bulls taking the ball, and the Bulls definitely have the ball in their court. If we get below these support levels, then the Bears are definitely taking the momentum, and we could definitely see lower prices toward 340 and change. So that's the trade recap for the week. That's what I plan on trading. If there's anything that I missed, let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and good luck trading this week.